So, for example, I'm actually going to have a conversation with a guy, uh, that a guy that knows a guy in a few days, and I want to have this conversation because he said I know a lot of wealthy athletes who have a lot of money and they're looking to try to build things and do things they don't know what to do. I'm like, oh, then I'm your guy. I would love to have that conversation. I don't care if I'm involved or not, but the reality is that if you have a builder mindset, there's lots of stuff that could be done that isn't being done, right? Like if you talk about building black owned schools and institutions, that would be very easy to do on a very limited budget. Why? Well, because you've got the talent. You've already got the people that can execute the vision. You just need to put some resources there that will help them to get it done. If you build a professional sports league, if you think outside the box and you think creatively, then you can create a black owned professional sports league. But if you try to follow the NFL, NBA blueprint, then you're going to be intimidated and overwhelmed because you sometimes forget that it took 100 years for the NFL to become the NFL. It took 100 years to do that. So you come out and you've got a league that's been going on for 2 or 3 years, and you're comparing your size to their size, your revenue to their revenue, your distribution to their distribution. You're going to feel like a midget. But remember that a human being is not born as a full grown man. A human being starts off as a little baby. I don't care how big. You could take the biggest, strongest human being on the planet, Shaquille O'Neal. There was one point in his life that Shaquille O'Neal weighed less than 30 pounds. So in order to really understand institution building, you have to understand that most great institutions start off as newborn babies. And those newborn babies will never grow if you abandon them at the age of 4. And that's what happens whenever you're talking about institutions that get something good going, and then suddenly their best asset leaves. Like, think about it. When you were born, your best asset was your mama and your daddy, right? So imagine if your mama fed you to the age of 4 and then said, "Okay, I'm out. This was good. Now I really wanted a 12-year-old, so I'm gonna go and babysit the 12-year-old down the street because this little 4-year-old is too little. I want a bigger child. I want a child that can help me with the dishes." And they just bounced out. Well, then your little 4-year-old ass would die. You would struggle. It would be hard for you to survive. And that's what I see when I see people going into HBCUs, getting everybody hyped, getting everything going, and making us believe that there's something better in the future. And then they say, "Ah, thanks, but I'm gone." White folks called. They offer me money. Those same people that didn't want me before, back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. So now they offer me money. And the same people that process this. This is what was so hurtful, I think, for a lot of people when Dion left Jackson State, is basically what he was honestly saying. It was, I'm leaving the people who love me when nobody else did, so that I can go be with the people who didn't even like me at all. Think about that. Like, so somebody tells your daughter, "I know you love me, babe. I know you would die for me. I know you've been there for me. I know you took me in when no one else wanted me. But remember that girl who used me for my money and didn't like me at all and told me she wouldn't date me in a million years? She just called. So I'm out of here." That doesn't make sense. That's a self-esteem issue. That's self-esteem. So really, I'm gonna tell you this. I believe that the people who are committed to truly building black-owned institutions are people that have a high level, what I refer to as economic self-esteem. You respect what white folks have, but you also believe deep down that you can do the same thing yourself if you commit yourself to it.